Over the past few decades, basketball has grown from being just an indoor winter sport popular in North America to arguably the second most beloved sport worldwide. Every year, more and more international players join the NBA, as well as each country's own professional leagues and international teams developing greatly. Europe has even pioneered basketball academies for gifted young children as a route to professional career opportunities far earlier than their American counterparts. It truly is a wonderful time to be alive. Each individual country has been experiencing their own unique shift in sport popularity, often sparked by a single individual achieving great success and inspiring the future generations. This can be seen all over the world in such stars such as Steve Nash of Canada, Yao Ming of China, Kristaps Porzingis of Latvia, or Andrew Bogut of Australia. But despite all of this rapid growth, many countries are still far behind the ball as they have yet to break through in the world stage for one reason or another. One of the most interesting of these countries to not quite develop their game is India, a country of over 1.3 billion with a B people. That is about 4 times as many people as the United States. Honestly, India has remained in their own bubble athletically. They do not excel in the world's most popular game of soccer. They have not adapted to their neighbors' passion for baseball, nor have they developed any noteworthy runners, jumpers, throwers, or swimmers. It seems the only sport which receives any attention in the country is cricket, the obscure Commonwealth sport that few Americans even understand, myself included. But this was supposed to all change in 2015, the year when the first ever Indian born and raised basketball player was drafted into the NBA. But first, let's rewind a bit. Satnam Singh grew up in Balok, India, to an exceptionally tall family. His father did what he could to expose Singh to basketball, knowing he would reach such a massive stature, and it could potentially get him away from the poor farmlands of their village. At age 10, and standing nearly 6 feet tall, Singh was enrolled in Ludhiana Basketball Academy. Though the school was for gifted young Indian basketball talent, it was still not much of an academy compared to those of other countries. The gym was old and falling apart, the coaches had little success, and overall, very little talent has ever been produced. None outside the small Indian Pro League. Nevertheless, Singh and the academy had their fair share of success. As a 14-year-old and now standing 7 feet tall, Singh led the Punjab State youth team to a national championship in June 2010. He was then invited to the Basketball Without Borders camp for Southeast Asia the same year. It was here where the American Basketball Academy, IMG, based in Florida, decided to take on Satnam Singh's basketball project, along with a handful of other Indian-born players. The goal was simple: transform Singh into India's Yao Ming. He had the size, it was just the athleticism and overall basketball skills he needed to develop. By 2015, IMG Academy had done wonders on Singh. Not only had his basketball ability developed immensely, but he also learned the English language and developed an understanding at the greater good of what he represented. He understood how much it meant to his family, friends, and country of India as a whole to succeed. But one thing was obvious: Singh was not an NBA player. In fact, Singh was barely considered an NCAA Division I player. His skills, athleticism, and speed were just not at the levels people had hoped. His only two saving graces keeping him on the list of prospects was his tremendous size, now 7'2" and 300 pounds, and the story accompanying his name. People wanted Singh to succeed because they wanted India to succeed. It is without a doubt the largest untapped basketball market left in the world. Over a billion potential new fans with billions upon billions of dollars to spend. It all relied on this man. Yet in Singh's senior year, he put up averages of only 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks a game. Hardly NBA worthy. Leading up to the 2015 NBA draft, India basketball was already buzzing, as another man of Indian descent had actually appeared in his first ever NBA minutes. Simbu Lar, a born and raised Canadian, but came from Indian immigrant parents, broke the mold with the Sacramento Kings, becoming the first ever ethnic Indian to play in the NBA. Now, Bular is another interesting story in himself, as he truly was and still is an NBA prospect, standing 7'6" and having some success at the NCAA level. But nevertheless, Bular's season lasted only a mere 3 games in 2015. NBA draft night came in the summer of 2015, and the Dallas Mavericks, led by owner and successful entrepreneur Mark Cuban, decided they would take the chance on Singh. Second round picks are usually washes anyway. Why not draft a player with a name that will sell? I want the best for just about every athlete out there, so please do not take this the wrong way. But this right here was the peak of Singh's career. His name being called, walking up on stage, and putting on the Dallas Mavericks cap was the peak of his NBA career. That summer, the Mavericks realized the mess of a player they had just selected. Singh was nowhere near the level of his NBA Summer League counterparts. In 7 games, Singh averaged 2 points, 2 rebounds a game. A slow start to say the least. He was then assigned to the team's then D-League team, the Texas Legends. Here, much to the disappointment of his fans and past coaches, he was blown away. In the 2016 NBA D-League season, Singh only appeared in 19 games, averaging 1 point, 1 rebound a contest. Despite this failure of a season though, Singh was still under an NBA contract and Mark Cuban was not ready to lose the revenue that followed Singh. He rejoined the Legends the very next season to prove he was not a bust. He had slimmed down to about 290 pounds and was feeling confident. By this time, Netflix had even made an hour-long documentary on his life. The time to shine was now. But this did not happen. Singh actually deteriorated as a player this year. He appeared in only 3 Summer League games with an average of 1 point, 1 rebound a game. Then, in the D-League season, he played in only 8 games. Yes, 8 out of a 50-game season. Not because of injury, rather, it was simply due to his abilities. In these 8 games, Singh averaged 1 point, 1 rebound a game. It was an awful year for the young man. A small fun fact I want to throw in though is that I actually witnessed one of these 8 games in person. It was at the Northern Arizona Suns. My sister and I yelled for the coach to put Singh in, and he obliged. He would go on to grab an offensive rebound and make a free throw. I like to think I helped. Back to the story. Despite this awful season, the world was not ready to give up on Singh. He returned to India that summer to train and become the basketball player everyone had hoped he would become. He joined India for the 2017 FIBA Asian Cup with hopes of leading India to their first taste of international success. This did not happen. The Asian Cup exposed just how far behind India was competitively. They received 3 losses and were eliminated in the opening pool play by an average of 22 points a contest. Their closest game came against Syria, who they lost to by 7. And no offense to Syria, but I bet you cannot name a single athlete from this country, let alone a basketball player. To add more insult to the existing insult, Singh was nowhere near the best player on his national team. He came in out of shape and unskilled. He only played 8 minutes a game, averaging 1 point and less than a single rebound a game. It was an embarrassing reality check to both him and the country. By this point, it was unclear where Singh would go. His D-League career did not go the way he had hoped. He told ESPN, "I was going out of my mind. All the time I kept asking myself one question. Why am I not being played? I thought my career was over." After receiving no offers from the NBA, G League, or other overseas pro leagues, Singh returned to India to play in their own very small professional league, the United Basketball Alliance. But little is known about how this went because this league doesn't have much marketing or record keeping available to the public. With the new ridiculously stupid format for qualifying for the FIBA World Championship that sees most of the world's best unable to compete, Singh rejoined the Indian national team with hopes of taking advantage of this and resurrecting the national squad by stealing some victories. This has not happened. India has gone 0-6 in their play-in games, losing to Jordan, Lebanon, and once again Syria by an average of 25 points a game. Though, Singh did at least look like a team leader, averaging a very solid 13 points, 6 rebounds a game. Entering this season, American media had given up on Singh. He no longer is mentioned by NBA analysts, and India has once again been forgotten. Singh landed a deal to return to North America, however, though it was with the Canadian National Basketball League, specifically the St. John's Edge. Despite the high hopes going into the year, Singh has performed very poorly with his new team. Here, through 8 games, Singh has averaged 1 point a game. When I first learned the story of Satnam Singh, I was excited. I wanted him to succeed, and I wanted Indian basketball to develop into at least a competitive Asian team. But this has no way happened. Instead, we have a 23-year-old young man who has to live with being a failure. It was not fair to him. Sure, he was tall, but he was no more special than any of his other classmates back at the Indian Academy. He was handpicked in a matter similar to a freak show, and people threw labels on him being the next Yao Ming and lifting India from the cellar in the basketball world. Too much was expected of him, and very little came. He is still young, and he is still motivated and grinding, but I do not expect Singh to ever play in the NBA. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I apologize for not uploading in now over 2, maybe even 3 months. Work and graduate school are pretty time consuming. Plus, I just got an Xbox One, so you know where my free time has been spent. I am on a writing spree currently, making up some scripts for future videos, so I hope you guys will look forward to those and stick around with me. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and let me know some future video ideas you have, as well as what you think will happen with Satnam Singh's NBA career. Peace out, home dogs.